Very good.
How are you, President Ismail?
I'm very fine, very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. The camera, I mean, is a little bit. You need to be a little bit make it far so you can see a whole picture.
Okay, perfect. Let me try. I'm connecting from my computer.
Okay.
So I hope now it can be a little bit better.
Yeah, now it's okay, President Ismail.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. So, President Ismail, may I assure you, we are having 2-hour session today. Our MC will start the program. Then I'll be welcoming you. Then we'll give a floor to you. So we'll be taking almost 1 hour. Then after that, there'll be a questionnaire session. And after questionnaire session, we'll be ending the program with the presidential remarks and the vote of thanks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
May I introduce my team, President Ismail. Here is the our first female president of JCI part in 50 years of establishment. This is Deji Napit.
Namaste, welcome to Nepal.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, President.
So here is the, here's the today's MC. This is Yojula Dongol. She is the Vice President 2020 for JCI Patan.
Namaste, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And here is the our immediate past president of 2020, JCI Mizaj Chitrakar. I think you have some technical problem with camera.
Namaste, sir. Yeah, I've got some problems with my camera, so I'll be turning off my camera. Yeah.
No problem. Feel free. Thank you.
So here is the Vice President of JCI Patan. This is Jajulya Manjosi.
Namaste. Nice to have you here.
So here is the Treasurer of JCI Patan. This is Dilip Chaudhary.
Namaste.
So may I introduce again the Vice President of JCI Patan. This is Sophie Marzan. Sophie, you there? Okay. So
I think there's some technical errors.
Okay, no problem. So the training coordinator, this is Regan Maharzan for 2020.
Namaste.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
So here is the Joint Secretary of JCI Patan for 2020, this is Sumnima Rai.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. So now here is a process result for loan editor of JCI Patan.
Namaste.
Hello.
So here's the Aarti Tandukar, PRO of JCI Patan.
तपाईं के गर्नु पर्यो नि तपाईं चाहिँ त्यो
Mute your mic.
अनम्युट गर्नु अनम्युट र उसको जिम्मा लिनु के भन्छ स्पटलाइट
दिलीप भाइ
होइन तपाईं स्पटलाइट लिनु अनि उलाई अनम्युट गर्न लाउनु आरतीलाई गर्न लाउनु
दिलीप भाइ please unmute your mic.
Okay, so here's the Aarti Tandukar for PRO.
Namaste.
So now we are about to start the program. It's 2 o'clock, already 2.2. So please, can you enter the participation in the Zoom technical team? So this is me, Suman Swester, President Haznedar, President Ismail. I'm serving as a 2020 GLC in my LOM, and also 2019-2020 APDC Development Officer, and 50 years chairman for this 50-year celebration. And I serve as 2018 LOM President and 2019 National Vice President, President Ismail.
Very good, Suman.
Thank you. So can we let in all technical and all the guests, our technical team?
Yes, please. Would you like me to share my screen as well for the presentation, or how to proceed?
Of course. So technical team, can you please make co-host to President Ismail? So then you can see on the screen.
Yes, I just need to have a permission to share the screen.
Sure. Our technical team will be giving you permission for co-host President Ismail.
Yes. Meanwhile, I would like to thank you as well for this great welcoming. Thank you for invitation, dear JC Suman Krishna. It's a pleasure for me also to be here, to spend time to share the experience with your chapter. Also, congratulations for 50th anniversary. It's very crucial moment, important moment for you to celebrate. 50 years is a long history. Few chapters we have worldwide that celebrates such a long history. During my presidential year, I have observed some of them from Canada, from the States, and some from in Asia. Nepalis used to be the pioneer of the organization to spread and expand the JCI in the globe, also in local level. I hope in the near future we will see more and more JCI Nepal chapters who will be celebrating 50 years. But your uniqueness is that you lead that history, and always you'll be celebrating first. So next time you will celebrate 25 years and hopefully in near future the 100th anniversary. Sure.
Thank you, President Ismail. So now, technical team, can you unmute everyone and mute me? So then I can start now. Technical team. Dilip, I think you're hearing our sound. Please, can you mute your Very funny, Sabelai, namaste. Everyone, namaste. So the President Ismail is already with us. So we are sharing the screen. I mean, we are sharing the virtual screen. President Ismail, here the all the loan president, different past president, and different JC member from different chapter of Nepal. So almost a lot of people is, a lot of JC members connecting. सबैजना जोडिने क्रममै हुनुहुन्छ. सबैलाई एकदम स्वागत छ, नमस्ते छ. This is our second series of joining the हाम्रो past world presidentहरुसँग जोडिने हाम्रो दोस्रो आज कार्यक्रम छ. साथीहरु जोडिने क्रममा हुनुहुन्छ, जोड्दै पनि हुनुहुन्छ. I have seen a lot of friend. Okay, so म अब कार्यक्रमलाई ढिलो नगरिकन I will take a permission now to start. I don't want to wait time because we have already 207. So म अब floor pass गर्न चाहन्छु today's MC. Today's MC 2020 Vice President of JCI Patan, JC Yejula Dangol. Over to you, Yejula.
Thank you, the Chairman of 50th year celebration of JCI Patan. आजको यस कार्यक्रममा भाषा अवरोध हटाउनको लागि अंग्रेजी भाषा प्रयोग हुने यहाँहरुमा जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु. To avoid the language barrier, today's session will be conducted in English language. Thank you. John C. Maxwell has stated that a leader is the one who sees more than others see, who sees farther than others see, and who sees before others do. Respected 2020 JCI Nepal National President, Senator Ashok Shankar, IPNP JCI Nepal and 2020 JCI Advocacy Member, Senator Mahesh Paudel. 2020 assigned Executive Vice President for Area C, JC Gokul Sapkota. 2020 assigned Vice President for JCI Patan, JC Dheeraj Sahi. Our today's guest speaker, the most respected 2015 JCI World President, Ismail Haznedar. Namaste. First female president of JCI Patan, JC Daisy Napith. JCI Patan 50th year celebrations chairman, JC Suman Krishna Shrestha. 2020 national officers, JCI Nepal past presidents, past national officers, LOM presidents, LOM officers and members from area A, B, C, and D, past presidents from different chapters of JCI Nepal, senators, junior JCI's members, JCI Patan board, general members, and past presidents of JCI Patan, and all the JCI's fellows from Nepal and around the globe. Namaste and a very good afternoon. I, the Vice President of JCI Patan for the year 2020, JC Yejula Dangol, will be yours Master of Ceremony for today's session. Before starting the session, I would like to pass the best wishes message from our National President, JCI Senator Ashok Sankar. National Executive Vice President JC Gokul Sapkota. National Vice President JC Dheeraj Sahi. Thank you for your warm best wishes message to our respected President Ismail Haznedar. Now, I would like to welcome all our viewers joining us from Facebook Live and Zoom to today's interactive session related to different leadership skills with 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar, hosted by JCI Patan. The outbreak of coronavirus or COVID-19 has created a global health crisis that has had a deep impact on the way we perceive our world and our everyday lives. The pandemic is moving like a wave. Not only health, it has the potential to create devastating social, economic, and political crises that will leave deep scars. Every day, people are losing their jobs and income with no way of knowing when normality will return. This unpredicted situation, no matter how far it goes, we have to embrace the change and start getting comfortable. This very fact, JCI Patan has initiated this program to maintain constant communications to uplift the morale of our associates and encourage them, as well as to utilize our time in the best way. This interactive session has helped to connect with all JCI fellows, not just nationwide, but internationally as well. Today, our session's motive is to reach out to you all and connect 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar with all. Nepal is a multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious country, home to 125 distinct ethnic groups, speaking 123 different mother tongues, and following a number of indigenous and folk cultures and traditions, each of them having their own unique music and dance. Today, we present you one of the most traditional music of Nepal as a welcome music. I would like to welcome Manka Band from Thecho, along with their traditional musical instruments. We have Mr. Arjit Maharzan in dhime, Mr. Lakshman Maharzan in flute, Mr. Sabir Maharzan in Khi and Madal, Mr. Rizan Maharzan in Tungna, and Mr. Saroj Maharzan in Sarangi. This musical play is dedicated to our most respected guest, Ismail, and the entire viewers connecting with us. The floor is yours, Manka Band.
Thank you very much, JCI team, for providing us this floor. We are the Manka Band from JCI, and here we are with our traditional musical instruments in front of you, providing you a tune. And here we go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monka Band, for your wonderful performance. The music was joyful and it brightened up the entire session. I, on the behalf of JCI Patan, would also like to thank the 2020 President of JCI Lubu, JC Rabin Singh, for coordinating and supporting us with instrumental music and helping us to present one of our traditional music to everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed the musical performance. I would also like to request everyone to please log in to the Facebook page of JCI Lubu to vote the competitors. Mr. Saroz Maharzan, contestant number 6, Mr. Rizan Maharzan, contestant number 9, and Mr. Arzit Maharzan, contestant number 21. JCI Patan is celebrating its glorious 50th year of establishment, and we are truly blessed by your constant support and your participation in each and every sessions like today. So, to acknowledge and welcome everyone, today I would like to call upon respected 2019 and 2020 JCI APDC Development Officer, 2019 JCI Nepal National Vice President, 2018 JCI Patan President, and Coordinator of JCI Patan's Golden Jubilee Celebration, JC Suman Krishna Shrestha.
Thank you. Today's MC, 2020 Vice President of JCI Patan, JC Yajula Dongol. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go and seek where there is no path and leave a trail. Namaste, good afternoon in Turkey and in Nepal. Respected 2020 JCI Nepal National President, JCI Senator Ashok Shankar. 2019 JCI Nepal National President and JCI Advocacy JCI Senator Mahesh Paudel, assigned Executive Vice President for Area C, JC Gokul Sapkota, assigned Vice President for JCI Patan, JC Dheeraj Sahi, 2020 National Officers, International Director, JC Triman Tiwari, National Appointees, past National President of JCI Nepal, past National Officers, all the LOM President, Board and General Members from Area A, B, C, D, all our future junior justices, past President and members, JCI Patan, past President, JCI Patan 2020 LOM President, JC Deji Napid, Board members and General members, accept my warm greetings from today's program coordinator, your JCI APDC Development Officer for 2019-2020, JCI Nepal National Vice President for 2019, and JCI Patan LOM President for 2018, JC Shuman Krishna Shrestha. Namaste. I'm feeling so excited and happy to share you all that today we are interacting virtually in different leadership skills, locally to globally, and development opportunity from our 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar. Welcome President Ismail to this virtual platform to connect JCI and JCI Nepal. May I take this opportunity to let you know, President Ismail, we have missed you a lot since 5 years. We still remember you here in Nepal in 2015, a very difficult time. Yes, the devastating earthquake. I still remember you being here in Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, Sakhu, and many places affected by earthquake, and also the help to rebuild Nepal. All this is member, and I personally want to thank you from this forum for your humbleness and mankind support for Nepal, and this is member of Nepal. It's an immense pleasure to welcome you here, President Ismail, and we are so proud that to get you here in this virtual platform. And we also know that world is going through such a horrible pandemic virus, as a coronavirus pandemic time. So, but we just believe for change and betterment. And as to walk ahead to bridge the gap, now we are sharing the same screen. That's amazing experience we all are having. I take this opportunity to let you know that to maximize this lockdown, we have initiated many interactive sessions to connect and provide various opportunities for JCI Nepal members, like interactive session, meet with your 2020 JCI World President Itai Manri, interactive session with 2020 JCI Executive Vice President for Asia and the Pacific, Ravin Kojima, 2020 JCI Vice President assigned for Nepal, Hardik Kabadia, and JCI Secretary General, Kevin Hin. And to empower women leadership and look ahead for women leadership in JCI, we organized interactive session with 2 lady national president from Estonia, Anit, and from Bangladesh, Sarah, along with 30+ lady LOM president from Nepal. We also organized first 2 days JCI Patan Online Academy 2020 with international trainers, where the chief trainer was our own past national president and past president JCI Patton, JCI Senator Charan Prasad, and 2006 JCI World President Lars Haznedar, and international trainer like past JCI EBP Dr. Sandestar Shrestha, Pankaj Mehta, and different guests. And also we just finished the interactive session with our past national president last week from since Sunday to Saturday. And we are connecting different LOM to JCI. President Ismail, I want to let you know that this year, JCI Patton is celebrating 50 years establishment. As being the first LOM of JCI Nepal, we always take new initiative to promote JCI Nepal and make more stronger and stronger. And we expect your support, always President Ismail, to make our LOM and JCI Nepal more ahead in the world. I personally am so happy, President Ismail, that you agree my request to share leadership journey to all our JCI's members and motivate and encourage them. And I also want to thank to Manka Band for performing the traditional music and to supporting and coordinating JCI Robin Singh, President of JCI Lubu 2020 for this all support you have been, and the Sulochana for organizing this all thing. And dear JCI's member, म तपाईलाई फेरि जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु हामीले यो अभियानमा 4 वटा वर्ल्ड प्रेजेन्टलाई जोड्दै छौं यसको मतलब नेपाल देशमा भएको छ 4 वटा एरिया छ जेसीआईमा भएको नि 4 वटा एरिया जस्तै अस्ति अमेरिकाबाट प्रेसिडेन्ट डाउन आउनु भयो आज युरोपबाट अब नेक्स्ट हामी दुईटा जोड्दै छौं एसिया एन्ड पेसिफिक र मिडल इस्ट एन्ड अफ्रिकाबाट सो कृपया सम्पूर्ण JCI मित्रलाई अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु हामीसँग जोडिनुस् we are adding 4 world president past world president from different area. So again I want to welcome and have an immense to hear and listen President Ismail. Namaste and welcome.
Thank you so much, JC Suman Krishna Shrestha. Now I take the opportunity to introduce our guest and today's speaker, 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar. Junior Chamber International, founded in 1915 by Henry Gezenberg, once formed a club, is now a global movement of the youth all around the world, empowering the youths, developing the network of active citizens. Being a JCI has its own prestige. Our norms and beliefs really define what we stand for. Hence now, I would like to introduce one of the pillars in JCI history, President Ismail Haznedar. Ismail Haznedar is a strategist, TEDx speaker, accredited SME consultant, certified management consultant, and fellow member of Strategic Planning Society. Presently, he is managing director of Strategic Isler, a management consultancy company, and founder of Gain Global, a network of action-oriented supporters, investors, and partners committed to empowering starters in their journey to initiating new enterprises. Born in 1976 in Tetovo, Macedonia, Ismail Haznedar graduated from Middle East Technical University, earning a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management in 2000. He also completed Master's degree on Marketing from Marmara University in 2005. He speaks Turkish and English. Ismail Haznedar is former president of Junior Chamber International, JCI, leading global network of active citizens. Haznedar was elected as 2015 president of the JCI, leading global organization during 100th anniversary, and served as a 2016 JCI Senate chairman. He is honored to be a lifetime member, and Senator is foundation member and certified national trainer. Before starting the session, I request all the participants that if you have any questions and queries for President Haznedar, then please drop your questions in the chat box, which will be opening very soon. And also, I want to let you know that we are going live on Facebook. So people from around the globe can watch us live from JCI Patton's official Facebook page. President Ismail Haznedar, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, dear MC Yejuka. I thank you for your lovely introduction. Also, I greet all the participants here who are in this Zoom meeting room, as well as the participants who join us today live on Facebook. I would like to start to greet your JCI local president, dear Daisy Napit. It's really great and honor for me also to meet you here as a First Lady President of the local organization. I congratulate you for this very special year, 2020. It's a truly leadership journey, and for local presidents, it's very special. You should be proud with your team, the professionalism that I see now, as well as with celebrating a very special moment, 50th anniversary. I would like also to thank JC, Suman Krishna Shrestha, for your invitation, for approaching me and giving me also the opportunity to pay a visit back after 5 years, after 2015, now to have the opportunity to be back with your lovely friends and members from all around JCI Nepal. And also I would like to greet your board of directors of the local organization and all protocol observed who join us from different chapters, from national board, from international level, and anywhere from around the world, from greetings to our JC friends. Namaste, good afternoon to everyone. For me, this is a unique opportunity. We always say that there are always opportunities within the challenge. So now we see and we live that opportunity while we are sharing this special moment together. We are facing the same period because the challenge that we are talking today is a common challenge worldwide. Any city, any country that we may name surely is affected from current COVID-19 the case. I'm addressing you from Istanbul, from Turkey. Turkey also is one of the highly impacted country with big numbers of the cases, but hopefully the government had the opportunity to act fast so that the numbers are going decreasing, and now we are in a phase of gradually coming back to a new reality, new world. We'll be discussing all these things, but truly the leadership during this period was very crucial, not just in governmental level, but also in local level, in social side, in our JCI local organization as well. And we are working and talking about developing leaders of a changing world in JCI. And I truly appreciate and congratulate you all for this leadership journey and your exemplary way of approaching even to the digital activity and event. Now we are here in a full house Zoom room and a good time and opportunity to celebrate as well your 50th anniversary. I'm also grateful for being a part of this celebration. In this way, have chance to come to your homes and with a very great welcoming with the orchestra Manka band. It was good way to start with a high motivation to the event. So I have a presentation as well, due that it will be a kind of a training, but more than a training also, I will focus on sharing my experience, sharing the experience of myself through this journey of leadership from local level to international level, and to share some tips that might be helpful that you may bring back to your personal career, to your JCI career, as well as to your business career, and may contribute, and we keep this friendship, collaboration all around the world, and the impact all around the areas. As we talked and mentioned, for me was a special period to visit to your country. I will come back to this topic by sharing some pictures as well from my visit when I came to Kathmandu. But I just put the first picture in the welcoming page. I hope that now you can see the screen as well. Is it now available for you as well? Yes. Okay. So this was from a welcoming program that you hosted in honor of myself as a JCI World President, giving me a souvenir, a present that already I have here. We love JCI, we love Nepal, and it was a special moment to come to share that love as well in a hard time due to earthquake. It was not easy period for your nation due to the case that was happening there. But it shows that when we share these loves, when we share these experiences, everything becomes easier, as it was in 2015. Now we have a case differently, but it is not easy for the world, for individuals, for anyone. And we are sharing this moment, we are sharing our experiences, we are sharing our loves in order to make it a positive change, in order to make it an impactful contribution to anyone who is a part of it. So you truly lead this positive change spirit. And this is another great example for that. Today we will be talking more about the leadership side of it, and the way as well that I believe you live, the leadership that you now are exercising in your daily lives. With a professionalism that you approached to this event shows as well that approach. I'll be grateful during the session or later on as well to answer some of your questions. MC made a lovely introduction of myself, and here I put just a few icons of things that changed or helped during my journey or contribute during my journey. Maybe to emphasize some of them, I will come back to my JCI journey definitely. But this is something that we collect from our professional life, from our public life, and from our personal life, as you know. All the skill sets that we have and bring together makes us a leader in the community. And here you will see my family side. I have a daughter and a son. Now they are 12 and 10 years old. They are really leaving this change during this period because we used to go to schools, but now the school coming to our homes with the digital tools. And we used to play in kindergartens or in gardens, but now in Turkey, they don't have chance to go out. Almost 10 weeks, they are all locked down and staying at homes. But it's interestingly that they enjoy their time. They enjoy still developing, learning new things. And we have to understand the expectations and the needs of a new generation as well, that now we used to say that they born in an internet world. I'm X generation, you know, I was born in 76, so I'm now over 40. How to say, graduated from JCI, because JCI is from 18 to 40. But the new generation is coming with a new approach. So they used to be fully connected with the world, and now they are fully digital. And I'm sure if we adapt ourselves to this new generation, it will be very helpful to keep the organization sustaining for the future. My education is on business administration, and I continued my education with a master's degree on marketing. I believe it's very crucial to share your thoughts, to market whatever you are doing, to bring your message appropriately to your partners, stakeholders, and collaboration. And therefore, even though I work as a strategist during my professional career, I really believe on the power of marketing. And every time that we utilized these tools of marketing helped us to spread the impact whatever we are doing. And I hope that it can be applied in any area that you have in your projects, in your activities as well. I have 2 periods in my life. Here you see a career of 10 years, starting from 2001 till 2011. So this was till a period that I was working as a professional in corporations. And these are well-known companies, groups in Turkey with an impact in global area. I used to work for Koç Holding, the biggest holding company in Turkey. I was working for Beko brand and Arçelik brand that currently is one of the biggest household appliances group and electronic group in the region as well, in the globe as well. I have been a part of Grundig brand acquisition. So it was a good leadership experience for me to learn how we can check the company, understand the value of a brand, and also to work for evaluation of that brand and somehow bring teams together in order to create a joint venture. And later on, I have worked for Memorial Hospital. Today, the healthcare is very crucial and important. Then continued with retail electronics in Darty, a French brand, who wanted to initiate company in Turkey. Then continued with another holding group as a chief strategic officer to initiate plantation business in Turkey. Currently, Anadolu Etap, a joint venture between Brazilian Kutrale and Anadolu Grubu and Özgökey, is a plantation business, one of the biggest plantation business in Turkey. And it was a grassroots project starting from zero to become a joint venture company who is valuated now more than $250 million. This journey was a professional career for me. And then in 2005, during this journey, I have met Junior Chamber International. It was my first year when I was introduced. And I loved the chapter spirit when I was invited as a guest to an event, because I saw a strong friendship, brotherhoodship, and I saw that there is something unique. It's not a regular way of approaching to the things and the cases. So the first impression that members gives really keeps you there or helps you to decide if you are going to be a part of the organization or not. It was the case with me as well. I said I would like to spend time with this great team here, and then asked the constitution and the purpose, some couple of questions about JCI, what it is, what is the strategy, where it wants to go. You know, if you are as a strategist, you ask strategy. You say what you want to accomplish. And at that point, I may say I fall in love with the values of the organization. As you all know, we recite with creeds, and we say that service to humanity is best work of life. What can be better than to serve to humanity, to create value for humanity, to do something that creates positive change? And it was a second point that made me really clear that I want to be a part of this beautiful organization. And my journey started there in 2005. Then this journey brought me in 2008 to lead a local organization, to become a chapter president. It was a brand new chapter, technically, just 3 years old when I joined. And therefore, we had a small number of members, a small group, and therefore opened me a leadership steps faster than a traditional way. In 2008, served as a JCI local president of Avrasya, Eurasia in Istanbul. At that time, we used to have 3 local chapters in Istanbul. Istanbul is a big city, as you know, a city in between 2 continents, Asia and Europe. We have a lovely Bosphorus that actually unites these 2 continents. We have a lovely bridge that, as we say, bridges the gap there between 2 continents. And now in Istanbul, we have 8 local organizations, and this shows also how good opportunities are there to grow and to serve the community. In 2010, I was national president. I will come back to this part to share more about my experiences on that side. But then this was a changing moment for me because in order to start to go through international journey, to be elected as vice president in international level that was starting in 2011, I had to make a decision to have more time to invest to my leadership career as well as to our beloved organization. And this professional career stopped there. So I changed my business. I initiated my consultancy business, as was introduced during the introduction speech. I started my management consultancy with 10 years experience that I had as a strategist. So it was a time that I can build something on the skill sets that I had so far. So I learned to check with organizations. I learned to merge with organizations. I learned to have international practice. I learned to initiate new companies. And this was good timing to spread that experience as a consultant. So from that period now, it's almost 10 years. I'm working as a consultant and accredited certified management consultant. And this is another way of sharing your experience, because then now your approach is changing and you give back in a different way to the corporations as well. Companies are investing huge amount of resources, a huge amount of investment to human talent. Therefore, the value that they create is very crucial for countries, for sustainability, for the value creation to clients and customers. And if you make a change there, truly you may see that your impact positive change to the communities moving forward through the corporations. And this approach helps me to continue to serve in that perspective to countries. If I come back how this journey started, this was a brief about my professional career, but it started earlier in 1976 in North Macedonia, now with a new name of the country. But it's interesting that the country that I was born was named Yugoslavia. Maybe you heard about it. It was a country with federations united in after World War II in the center of the Europe. And I was born there in Macedonia Federation of Yugoslavia. But this period of time was very challenging there as well. In year 1989 and 1990, this period was with conflicts, internal problems that our country was facing that end up to split to 6 different regions. And Macedonia was become a Republic of Macedonia during that time. Later on, now newly to be named as a North Macedonia. But this period of time was challenging that we didn't have much opportunity to continue with our education. And there was a wise decision or hard decision to be made by our fathers, by our family, to move to somewhere that we can continue to invest for our future. So they made a decision to move to Turkey, to Istanbul, for an opportunity to give educational opportunity or a better opportunities for that period. So we came to Istanbul. So immigration, to leave back everything that you have, and families, friends, your house, your business, anything that you set up during that period, to make this decision is really hard, as you may guess. So living that experience as well is really very hard. I am sure that this experience that I faced during that time as a child that had 13 years old helped also to build a couple of skills or understanding, appreciation of the things that you value, or sometimes that the things may change in your life. For something that you spent years may disappear immediately, and you have to continue to create value, or you have to continue with your loved ones and anything that you have valuable there. So one more turning point was 2005, as I mentioned. It was a year that I joined JCI, but also it was a year that I joined the apprentice program. This was a very famous show in the States and in United States and United Kingdom. And first season was run in 2005 in Turkey. So I was a finalist there to compete for becoming an apprentice of a tycoon, of a very well-known businessman in Turkey. And to be there, to be selected as a finalist, to be on screen was also very important for me, a very learning experience to develop through the mentorship of this program and valuable business persons that contributed to this episode. It was a turning point for my personal, private life as well. I married, as I mentioned, and now have two kids. So there are a couple of turning points in our lives, as you see. This was a small a picture from the apprentice show of the Turkey in year 2005. So all these things, all the experiences that we have here brings together us to the topic of leadership. So this was a scene that I saw in Osaka. In Osaka, there is one of the biggest aquarium, and it was the place where I was going to pitch for my first international candidacy to become vice president of Junior Chamber International. I was very excited, but also a bit nervous. I wanted to go around and spend some time, and we went to aquarium. And there was a huge aquarium of penguins, and it was calm, you know, silent. You may imagine that moment, till one point, till one of these penguins jumped to the water. And I was preparing for my pitch during that period, and I said, yes, this is actually the point that we are now leaving. For me, I was technically jumping to the water because it was first time that we are moving forward to have a candidate that will be moving forward for a candidacy to lead the organization in the future. And we need to have leading examples for us or some mentors, but this was missing in our national organization. Before me, we had a few very valuable friends, good mentors who served as a JCI vice president, but we didn't have executive vice president or a president from Turkey who served to JCI to show the journey. But it was an international organization, so mentors from different countries, friends from different countries, and former presidents who served our organization helped me the journey to become clearer for me and to prepare myself for leadership experiences. Therefore, the mentorship is very valuable, I believe. But for me, it was truly to jump, to be the first one who jumps to the water. I believe that this was an inspiring moment or experience for young people in Turkey, because we are also a leading example for the areas that we represent, to showcase to young people that they may work on their dreams and this dream may come true, to help them to move forward, to take actions. This is only possible if you inspire them through your leadership. And my responsibility was to lead by example in this journey, to inspire also the young generation of Turkish Republic. As you know, Turkey is one of the youngest age-wise nation in the world. Or average age of the population is around 30, and more than 40%, I think it's like 45%, is between 18 to 40. So this is really huge population. This effect also maybe is relevant with the low number of deaths that we faced during this pandemic as well. The elder people population is comparably very low, and they were locked down from the beginning of this case at houses. So we didn't have much cases that affect them, and young people comparably were stronger to face this challenge. During the pandemic, there are like almost 2 million test exercises for the pandemic period, and like 8% of them are positive cases. In Turkey, we have like 180,000 cases. It's a really huge number, but sure, there are bigger numbers that face this case more dramatically. But as a result, unfortunately, we have deaths, but comparably slow, just 4,500. I would like to share at this moment our condolences to every people who lost their lives truly through this dramatic period. To all nations, we really pray for them. And we hope that this period also may help with all these learnings to unite. But the service of some people during this period was more critical, especially health workers who were in the frontier of this line. They were always there to serve, to support, to cure the people who were affected. And we see there as well leadership. We see that as well, leading by example. They were first penguins, let's say, who jumped to this case without knowing clearly what's happening. So it's really important to see that when you see a leader who jumps like a first penguin, this word is a VUCA word. VUCA word stays for volatility, uncertainty, complex, and ambiguity. And this is the true world that we used to face during different periods of the time, but now we see that one definitely more and more. The daily life is uncertain. We don't know about the future. We have a lot of question marks. And this is a period that really we see true leaders that shows the way, that we follow them, that we can easily trust them, and make this journey all together. I believe health workers were true leaders that we should appreciate during this period as well. I want to take a moment to thank them as well, all around the world, for their very important role that they take during the moment. So it's about leading by example, by being the first to jump to unknown periods. And my journey in JCI was step by step, starting in 2008, as I mentioned, in local organization. and then moving in 2010 as a national organization. And after a while, to be a part of board of directors, as you know, JCI has 17 vice presidents who serve in board of directors, and they are assigned to different national organizations to serve, to support, to visit, and also to be there ready in order to bridge actually the international site with the national and local site. I was assigned to Europe, and in 2011, the year I was first time elected to international board, I had the opportunity to serve by visiting different countries. Then my career continued. JCI is a unique place. It's like an open buffet. You know this concept when you go to holiday, when you go somewhere, when you have this open buffet concept, you can select according what you prefer, how much you want. So you may move forward through JCI while you invest. You may have different experience opportunities. For me, there was the opportunity to be serving with one of our partners as a UN Affairs Commissioner, and then to be Chief Executive Assistant to the President. These two appointee positions helped me to understand different perspectives of organization, how important the collaboration is. And as you know, the collaboration with United Nations was crucial, important for us. But for me, also give me an opportunity to understand Millennium Development Goals at that time, because at that time, the goals were targeting 2015, as you know, to accomplish taking action for global challenge. And I didn't know that I was going to be president in 2015 during that time. There was an intention, we were working for that, but it was an important period for the world as well, because in 2015, not just we were celebrating for 100th anniversary, but also the 193 presidents of the nations come together to decide for new future of the world, for global goals, as you know, for 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. So to be aware about this concept, about this topic, about the challenge of the world, was a truly learning period for me as a UN Affairs Commissioner. Then to serve as an assistant to president was great shadowing program. These are really unique experiences that we see. Assisting is really, really important, I believe, in organization shadowing. It starts whenever you have a visitor to your country. We have an assistant to visitor, or sometimes when you have someone who moves forward for a special moment, you have an assistant for that special experience. And this is a great way of shadowing, to learn by observation, sometimes to support. And this was a great way to see the president, to support the president, and to prepare as well for this kind of candidacy. In 2014, then I had the chance to lead as executive vice president, to be elected to executive committee, and then lead Europe team. I was assigned to JCI Europe. In Europe, we have around 1,000 chapters, and it's very important when you start to lead truly different national organizations. In Europe, we have almost 40 national organizations. So this is important to see the balance, to have 40 national organizations, 1,000 local chapters, and to have one unique direction as a Europe, to be united for one team. It was very important experience year. Then followed as being elected 2015 JCI president. Are we okay so far? Is there any questions? Shall I continue? How you feel? Okay. So if we are okay, then I may continue with my 2015 journey then. Now what I shared so far, was, you see, the things that we bring with ourselves from our professional life, from our private life. These are really important. In every experience that you have, there is no time or experience that you will miss in your life. Definitely, this is what I believe. I'm hearing nowadays that 2020 is finished. Actually, we still have 7 months to go, 7 months time, 30 days, 210 days that we may have impact, that we may change the lives, that we may change everything. So nothing is finished. It's your approach to the concept. You should not miss any opportunity, any experience that you had. For me, the 100th year was also experience to visit different countries. Starting from 2011, I had a chance to visit different places. As a result, I ended up to visit almost 100 countries through JCI journey. Different countries, different cultures, different areas, different approach. In JCI, we have 4 development areas. And different countries may focus to one of these parts. Technically, may have different projects. And had 250 visits to different countries. One of these visits, a unique one, when I share my journey and story with different friends, I shared as well my journey to Nepal. It was a hard time. It was not easy. We had earthquake in Nepal. I said, definitely, I have to be there. I have to arrange, schedule, and come to, just be there to share that moment and see what we can do together for your organization. And it happened in 25th of April 2015, as you know. Our first action was to have a contact with Red Cross and Red Crescent immediately. So this was something that we had to do in international level and also in national level with a coordination. Immediately after that, as an executive committee, we came together and decided and started JCI Operation Hope campaign for Nepal. It was a way to show solidarity, to show that our hearts are with you, that we are feeling the same sadness and unfortunate case. We would like to share at least a small gratitude for that part. And then on 13th of April, we came together all around the world. It was a moment for prayer for Nepal. This was also a great moment to bring members like you bring us now. Just imagine, 5 years ago, we said 30th of April at 2 p.m. we will come together, to pray, to feel that uniqueness and to feel the case that you are facing, to show our solidarity. These were the actions that we were able to do immediately. And then just a few months later, like 2 months later, I was able to fly from Istanbul to Kathmandu. I was welcomed with a smile by JCI Nepal president. My motto during the year was Ismail. Maybe you know the story. Due to my candidacy, I was working on my name. My name is Ismail, and the pronunciation is very different in different countries. Some of my friends say Ismail in different way. And one genius, let's say, came out with a Ismail concept. So we started to show our smiles. Actually, it's very relevant with the positive change that we do. So let's share the smiles, let's share the positive impact we have. And during the year, I talked a lot about this Ismail concept. And in Nepal as well, I was welcomed by Ismail. Vice President Anup from India was serving as a assigned vice president, and he was there as well. And we visit your headquarters. We had chance to visit Prime Minister. We had chance to visit Strategic Planning Committee, the commission there, and we had chance to visit the venues that were affected during that period. I was impressed how JCI Nepal take the leadership in action, you know, creating projects, bringing young people, especially by mobilizing young people to serve, to help and support with the things that each individual needs. You are making a list of homes, what are their needs, and you are collecting support from different stakeholders globally or nationally, and our members were delivering them to houses. They were helping to overcome all this, the psychological side of the case that was facing. You know them better. I was really impressed to see how you were mobilizing as well other young people that are not JCI members also. So this was a true way to inspire them, to organize them, to lead them, and was very impactful. I congratulate you for that leadership. And during my journey, as I mentioned, as I visit to Nepal, also I visit different areas. There were a couple of unique things that we had in JCI. With this Ismail concept, for me, it was very important to understand that we are truly in 5,000 chapters. When you say, please share your projects, it may take time. Sometimes reporting is not easy, as you know. But when you say, please share your smiles, share your event and activity with the Ismail, I started to receive hundreds and then thousands of pictures from areas that I didn't have a chance to know before JCI presidential year. So this showed me truly that JCI has an impact in 5,000 communities. We had a board in Kanazawa World Congress with all these Ismails, thousands of pictures, you know, coming from an area that today is not easy for me to show even in the map, you know, to find the city. But this is how the global is this organization. It was a year that we were celebrating our 100th anniversary, as you know. So this is a unique example of sustainability. If you have an organization that sustains for 100 years, there should be a lot of things that we may learn. And it's also a 100-year reporting. We shared a report with United Nations, the impact that we had. There were 10,000 projects in Project Gallery during that time, and we selected 100 exemplary, some examples that may showcase how the impact of JCI has. And we shared that one with Secretary General Ban Ki-moon during General Assembly of United Nations, the special gathering for 2015 Millennium Development Goals final year and reporting closing ceremony. It was very impressive to show how we have impact to our communities, but also it is a commitment for future. We will be the generation that finds solution for the challenge that we have in the world. So this was a true commitment. The best commitment is to show the things that you already did. And this is a good example for the future. So this partnership with the International Chamber of Commerce, partnership with ISEC, partnership with United Nations becomes stronger, and our boundaries become stronger during that period that I believe are very crucial stakeholders for Junior Chamber International. One represents the business world, one represents the governments, the nations, and the other one represents the youth generation, young generation. And we were able to make our boundaries stronger during this 100th anniversary. We initiated with that partnership Global Youth Empowerment Fund. This was to support new initiatives to empower young people. This was the first year we started to discuss and started to work on this fund. It was important, as I mentioned, to bring together partners. And now we are in the same board with like-minded partners who are working to create a positive impact. Do you see that smiling picture now in the screen? So when I'm talking about this kind of pictures, my friends, you know, when you start to see smiling faces from all around the world with these different colors, different you know, projects. Now they are in a community project. They are painting schools, you see, but the faces shows how positive thing they are doing. And when you receive this kind of pictures, you see that we are doing something really, really great. And this is a good motivation to move forward as we move during this period of time. Sustainable Development Goals. So that year was a year for 2030, and we also put our commitment. In Kanazawa, as you know, we have a declaration that we will be generation that will find solution for these Sustainable Development Goals. Till 2030, we will initiate projects, we will initiate new initiatives, new activities that will solve all the challenges that we have here. And why we have this commitment is that we will be leaving this period. So now we are moving forward. Already past 5 years, we have 10 more years till 2030. And during that period of time, we have received awards from United Nations. It was also unique for us as an organization. JCI was awarded with the impact that we showed with the report. We went in General Assembly. Action Campaign Director shared with us that award in a very special activity there in the United Nations. So everything is based on changing the way you think. So you may see things as a problem, or you may see things as an opportunity. This is a saying that we learned from John F. Kennedy. You know, crisis has 2 words in Mandarin, in Chinese letters, risk and opportunity. And he says that you have to take the opportunity side, take the opportunities that the crisis may bring. And this is only possible if you change the way you think. So changing the attitude accordingly will help to move forward. To change the way requires for us to see the picture clearly. Now I share here a picture. It's a bit dark. You have things that you have to talk about, but you may not be sure. It's like a VUCA word of today. And you may guess that this picture is a picture of Picasso, with great painting. But this is not the original one. The original one is this, my friends. So this is a painting made by Valescas, and this is the reality. It's very clear, very bright, but sometimes lack of information, the cases that we are facing, makes us the world to look like this. The leader at that point, if you are clear with your perspective, if you are clear with what you want to accomplish, if you are clear with what you are doing, even though it's a VUCA world, you will be seeing the future very bright, very clear, and the reality will be very easy for you to differentiate, because it's important to understand what is true and what is wrong. And for you, the leadership starts there, because we make decisions every day, and these decisions are the decisions that makes us a leader, or that makes us us. And these decisions definitely requires different approach, different approach to the case. Usually we can act like a scientist, as you know. A scientist goes through the hypothesis, goes through collecting evidence, and later on defining the problem and taking a decision. But sure, we will need also an artistic approach. This means to move forward with the heart, you know, with things that we love, with the feelings. So it's not just the brain. So we should also move with our heart. But this requires to invest for being in depth there, you know, to have something that would help you, your heart, to support you. And also the third one is artisan experience. This is like a mentoring or apprenticeship that you may have in life. You have to experience something. So it's not just thinking, it's not just, you know, to go through heart. Also, you need your hands. So you have to work, you have to do something, you have to practice. So this is a balance of 3 H, heart, head, and hands. If you have these 3, then you start to balance your life and you start to have a new perspective in your life that will help with your decisions during this leadership journey. We have to remember to think like we used to do, like a children. Like I mentioned, my daughter and son, they think like a children to do that. They are children. We were believing that we may fly, correct? There were no limits for us. And later on, somehow we start to come to a limited zone, to a comfort zone. But you have to rediscover that for us, there is no limit. It's up to you, up to your potential, wherever you want to go. And this is only way to think is to rediscover the approach that we had as a young person. And the change there starts with ourselves. Mahatma Gandhi as well says that, you know, the change starts with yourself. You lead the change that you make in your side. And it starts with knowing ourselves. Thales talks about these thousands of years ago. So if we start to change ourselves, then the change in the world starts. Sometimes we dream big, but we don't dare to change something that is truly important to change ourselves. This journey, I believe, was step-by-step change that I was experiencing on my side, that eventually was helping to change the community, change my business, change my family, and everything that I can have access. In order to do that one, you have to have a strong why. So this is the mission statement for companies. You know, why you exist, why you have your company, why you want to do something. Same applies for individuals. There is a purpose for living. There is a purpose for acting. There is a purpose for doing something. And the heart of it is the answer to why. It's the answer that keep me during that journey to move forward, to serve to the organization or with a candidacy later on as a president of the organization. If you don't have a strong answer to why, then you cannot convince yourself to go through all these sacrifices. You know, you have to select, you have to leave a lot of things in your business life, in your personal life. You make choices. In order to make that choices, you have to have a clear answer to the why. And this applies to everything. Why you are currently running your business, why you are currently doing this project, what is your target for near future. Usually in our daily life, we talk about what and how. And this is the thing that we are more familiar. You know, just remember when we come together, we say, how are you? What are you doing? You know, we don't question why you do that one, but the root reason, the cause is there, and we have to discover the why part. My motto for the year was Ismail. So we are there for positive change, but also we were talking about commit, connect, and care during the year. So this means everything starts with knowing what you are caring about, knowing the why part, why you want to move forward, why you are initiating projects, why you are a part of the organization. Everything is in the care side, and you make a decision. You make a decision. You choose something that you can be a solution. Same applies for global goals, 2013. There are 17 big challenge worldwide. I'm sure there are things that you may focus, that you may, care and decide to do activities and projects. We cannot accomplish everything. We have to focus. We have to see the relevance with our local organization, and then focus on one thing. For me, after my JCI presidential year, it was about education and economic development sides. Therefore, I have initiated Gain Global. Gain Global is an initiative, a business network now that works to support new starters, new companies with mentoring, with investment, with angel investing. And we spread that one with all the learnings that we had in JCI. We spread this concept with all the network that we have through JCI, with our friends. But I made a decision. I will be in this part because I see entrepreneurs are creating impact. And I'm in a business world. I know this. I know how to initiate companies. I know how to do due diligence and other things, as you know from my past professional experiences I shared. And this was another decision that I had to make after 2015, in 2016, why I will do that one, what is my purpose. And then, my friends, we commit, dear fellow JCs, we commit. This is a contract that we sign with ourselves. We cannot jump every day from one project to another project. We cannot jump from one thing to another thing. That is not possible to have sustainability if you go through one to another thing. Therefore, it requires you to commit, and it starts with a commitment that we make to ourselves, and then a commitment that we make to our chapters, a commitment that we give to our organization, a commitment that we give to our families, and we focus and we follow that commitment. Then the hard work comes. We have to work for that. We have to take action, and we connect all the resources that we have. There are economically, the economic science talks about 3 kinds of resources, or nowadays 4 kinds of resources. One is finance, the money. So you will not invest any penny to anything that is not in your focus, or anything that is you don't care. Okay, this is very important. So you have a finance, you have a resource, money. You have to invest that one to something that is relevant, something that you care about. Therefore, it's very important. Second, the time that you have. The time is very important. You will not invest then reading something that is not relevant with your development, or watching any movie or anything that will not contribute to your journey, or spending time with a network that will not give you additional value. You will connect that time as well through that commitment, focus, or decision that you make. Same is for your energy, for your handwork that you will have. You have limited energy, and you have to spend that one also with relevant activities and projects. And now the network, know-how, the experience, these are also the resources. You invest that one to the thing that you commit and to the thing that you're caring about. This was all the things that I was talking during 2015. Wherever I go, I was talking, we have to decide for these 3 topics, care, commit, and connect. What you are committing, what you are connecting, and what you care about. I have just a few more slides. Time-wise, I don't know. I think I'm aligned with the schedule. I hope so.
Yeah, please go ahead, President Ismail.
Perfect. Thank you, Ismail. So I will finalize this experience sharing. So the journey starts within yourself. So we are like a point, it's somewhere in a circle. So when we know what we are caring about, when we know what we want to accomplish, what is our target, where we want to go, and why we do all these things, then the journey starts. We have a individual appearance, let's say. We can be a dot. To be a dot is important. I don't know if I can easily explain the concept. This is an existence. If you don't know why you exist, if you don't know what you are doing, why you are doing these things, even you exist, you will not exist. You will not be a dot in that point. This is very important, I believe. And it's a starting point. You start alone. And you start by yourself, by saying that, yes, I can do it. I want to do it. I want to accomplish it. And you will see that the journey of leaders starts alone. You'll see a lot of leaders from different areas, you know, from business, from religion, from different areas of the life. You'll see that it starts as an individual and then it spreads to the groups, step by step. But here we have the role of initiation, you know, we are initiating something by ourselves. We have the role of actor. We are doing that one at the same time. It's not a time or period that you can expect from someone else to do it. You do it. If you are an entrepreneur also, same applies. You know, when you start your first project, first enterprise, you become everything. You become marketing officer, you are CEO, you are assistant, you are secretary, everything. You are doorman, you are delivery man. So this is how the journey of entrepreneurs as well starts. And then you start to become enablers. Enabler means you start to support others to make the value creation. And enabler brings team players. Then you are not alone in the second phase. You start to build a team. You start to build a team that you believe to the same things. Actually, this is something that we discover every year in JCI. Every year, we start a year with a leader, and then leader builds a team. If you are lucky, you may build your own team, okay? But usually the life brings surprises and you will not have chance to select your team always. It was, for example, the case in my presidential year. I was elected as a president of JCI, but as you know, the board of directors also are elected persons. I don't appoint the board of directors. I work with a team of elected persons. And this is also the case in your board of directors or sometimes in your business. You have a teammate whom you may recruit, or you have a teammate who is there with the intention that wants to contribute. And this is very important to balance these two perspectives, to understand the need, to understand the why part of the team player, and then become a truly team during that journey. And the circle here represents the vision of the leader. So it can be bigger, you know, the circle, or it can be smaller, the circle. It depends on your size. You may look that one as a chapter as well. The chapter can be smaller, you know, you can have 10 members, 20 members, or like Osaka, you may have 800 members, you know, a huge chapter. It depends. So this is up to your vision. So the vision that leader brings makes a limit. So this was the limit. You remember the comfort zone. It will become a comfort zone in your future. For us, when I was local chapter president in 2008, in Istanbul, we used to have 3 chapters, as I mentioned. And this was a comfort zone for us. 3 is good and enough. But it was not enough when you have millions of young people that you can approach, you can reach, you can work together. And we had to change the mentality, the concept, saying that we have to initiate new chapters. And it was a long time ago that we forget to initiate new chapters. Because in the beginning of the Junior Chamber International in Turkey, there were really successful new chapter initiations. And then everyone was in comfort zone, I may say. Because after that, maybe for 10 years, there were no new chapters. And in 2008, 9, 10, during that period, we were able to initiate new chapters. And these chapters now brought new talent, new JCs, new presidents to local organization, as well as to national organization. We're very diligent, great people, and we met with great young people during these new networks. So it's up to you. This is a decision as well, how much you will have the perspective. Usually there, we have fears that stops us. It's very interesting that the fear from height or freeing for that is less than fear of speaking to a group. you see this research made. And I truly experienced that journey. I was very afraid of speaking in front of a community. And during my local presidential candidacy in 2008, we had a small group, like 20 people. I was only candidate, but I had to deliver a pitch to my group, and I was shaking, you know, I was very nervous. Even I don't remember, you know, that moment. It was very tough for me, first time to be on stage to speak as a candidate. And speaking to a group, I didn't know that it's a top fear for a human being during that journey. It's very interesting that in JCI, we focus on that skill set very much, you know, with public speaking, debating, master of ceremony, made a really great introduction. All these kind of experiences that you share being in front helps a lot to overcome this kind of fears that we have, and especially to be in front of a group. And this is a strong leadership skill set as well. You know, to talk, to speak, to share is very important. And then we have a second phase. Still the journey continues. At one point, we have to leave our position. You know, in JCI, it's obligatory. This is good. You know, 1 year to lead brings us that next year you have to experience something else. So, but it's not the case in your companies, and it's not the case maybe in other associations. It's not the case maybe in politics. So, you know, it may be different. You may be elected a couple of times, you may stay there for a lifetime. But if you want to continue with contribution, if you want to continue with raising leaders, you have to leave the position and raise another leader to that position. We learned that one in Junior Chairman International. We become IPP, immediate past president. We mentor the acting president. And in order to keep the continuity, then we assure that we have a diligent pool, a good pool of candidates that may move forward. So JCI is 1 year to lead, but it's not 1 year to manage organization. We have long-term plans, strategies, and we have the continuity. This is very crucial. Just think how you can apply that one in your business. If you can raise new talents to your position, then you multiply yourself. This is very important. This is about delegation. This is about trust. This is about education, training. A lot of things are there. A lot of learnings that we can have from this part of the world. Then this is true place that I may say that now we are not actors, you know, we are enablers. You remember this pyramid that I talked? Because if we are in the center, we act, we do it by yourself, or we do with the team. Now there is someone that does, we are there just to support, to enable, you know, to make the life easier, to make the journey more comfortable. And this is also another challenge, because we used to know this experience. We have more experience maybe, or we know it, and we want to intervene, you know, come back to that position. And it's really great that in JCI also, you cannot intervene due to the position strength of the leadership structure. But you can intervene in your business in other areas. That means you can totally demolish the structure. Then you will lose the leader, or you will lose the team players. You see, still the leadership learning continues. To stay calm, to stay as a mentor for past presidents is very important, and to share the experience diligently, to be ready to support is very crucial. Still, it's a part of the learning of the leadership. And usually we bring investment, mentoring from all sides during that period. The leader is like a bridge, let's say the gap, as we talked this year. We have to bring new partners, new activities, new mentors, new support to the country. And the last phase is to be out of the cycle. So still, as we are in the cycle, I say our focus is this circle. So But when we are out of the circle, then this is another phase where we can start to serve as an investor, as a mentor, or we can have multiple circles. Then this is a place where we can become like a holding. You know, in companies, you have multiple companies. You are like investor, you invest to different stakeholders. So this is the third phase. We may discuss later on more on that. Finally, all these things are impact of one journey. JCI has started in 1915, 100 years ago, with a dream of a young man, Henry Ismail. So this journey, after a century, now is worldwide, everywhere, impacting lives and creating new leaders. During this journey, we had members who initiated another activities and other projects and other initiatives and other companies who maybe today are bigger than JCI. Their impact is huge. But we are proud with raising leaders who initiate positive changing initiatives. It's very important. Therefore, JCI is focused on raising leaders. As you know now, our motto or tagline is developing leaders of future of changing world. So we are living truly a changing world. And we still have to be relevant with our core business, that is leadership development. And we are developing through learning by doing and through leadership by example, a great school that we have as a JCI. An impact of one is a 1 degree. I will finalize with that one. This great man is Usain Bolt. You know it. The marathon runner, the world record owner. And the difference of the first one and the second one is milliseconds, you know, just 4 milliseconds. It's less than a second. And this is a 1% difference concept. Till 99 degree, as you know, when you boil the water, the form is same. You boil, you give the heat, the degree is increasing. 30 degrees, 40, 50 degrees, 60 degrees, you give the heat to the water till 99%, 99 degree. And this extra additional 1 degree is a huge difference that makes it to turn to vaporize, you know. And this is a new form. A new form has a huge power to run engines, you know, to run locomotives, the machines. It was the power that created industrial revolution. So we have really very diligent pool of young people in JCI. Everyone is receiving something more and more, learning, developing. We have to seek that 1% difference. Every time, if you add additional 1% to that boiling water, be sure that at one point you will discover that you are transformed to a different form that has huge impact and that will be creating really very great positive changing actions worldwide. I hope that this sharing was great for you. It's challenging time. We say it's a VUCA world, and world will stay VUCA. You know, it will not be different. Tomorrow we will have different things. If we solve this pandemic case, we may face different challenges in the future. So if we are living, we will be living at challenge. This is why we are here at work. So it's a journey of development, a journey of becoming a perfect human being. So we have to keep calm, smile, share our positive spirit, and take action, move continuously. I hope that with that mentality, with all the learnings that we have from the organization, I'm sure with the spirit that you have and the spirit that you share today as well, you'll be creating a really, really impactful year as well as an impactful future for your organization, for Nepal, as well as for the world. I thank you. So saying that, I finished my presentation. I will stop sharing of this presentation if it's fine.
Thank you so much, President Ismail Haznedar. Your words were truly inspiring and motivating. If you don't step forward, you're always in the same place. 2015 JCI President. Ismail Haznedar's journey has taught us many things. We have come to know his journey has lots of turning points, and every turning point helped him to grow and made him who he is today. His experiences made us also realize not to give up hope and always dream high, to be positive and take everything in a positive manner. Dear all, I want to acknowledge and pass a greeting to all the present Loan President, Board and General Members, 2020 National Officers, past National President of JCI, Nepal. Moving forward in today's session, we shall now take your questions and queries to respected 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar. For questionnaire session, I would now like to pass this floor to JC Sophie Maharjan, VP of JCI Patan for the year 2020. JC Sophie Maharjan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony and the Vice President of JCI Patan 2020, JC Yadula Dongol, for handing me the floor. Now, with permission of the Chair, I, JC Sophie Maharjan, Vice President of JCI Patan 2020, would like to moderate the questionnaire session for today. Moving forward to our questionnaires, every one of us here today are keen to grab the opportunity to let our views to be shared with our World President 2015 JC Ismail Haznedar. As we can see, that our chat box has been filled with lots of interesting queries from our participants. So without any further delay, I would be selecting the participants and the queries. Now, taking all our precious time in concern, moving on to our participants' question. Our first question amongst our participants is from JC Dr. Sandesh Das Rasta. I would like to give the floor to JC Dr. Sandesh Das Rasta for the question.
Thank you, Sophie, for this opportunity. And in the beginning, that's wonderful always. 2015 World President Ismail, a big namaste to you from Biratnagar. When I saw you in 2015, I saw you like the Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. Remember the Forrest Gump? And today, when listening to you, the positivity that you have expressed was like what Tom Hanks and the character did in the Forrest Gump. So always good to be with positivity and positive people. You were the world president in 2015 when JCI was celebrating its 100th year. And as a JC, we always say that it's one person, 1 year, one post. Okay, so my question to you is, because you are following a legacy of 100 years, and then in your year, you are trying to create a legacy for the next century, okay? So how was that period where you're learning so many things that you needed to carry forward as a legacy for the future? Because as you said, it's the impact of one that you wanted to create. But what happens is that it's always that we want, there's this thing, how to be a part of a continuity, as well as create your own identity. How to be a part of continuity as well as create your own identity. Thank you.
I thank you. Very good question. I thank you for this opportunity for the question. First of all, positivity is there in my name, as mentioned. So we will keep to spread the smiles. And it was a motto. And this is very important and relevant today as well. So the communication to keep that spirit moving forward will bring us more and more together. It's very interesting that when you make a small action like smiling, the body is starting to change. So we talked about change. Spiritually as well as physically, they say this small action moves more than 100 muscles, in your body, and has also effect on your brain, and you start to think differently. there are great examples for that, and we may talk more and more, maybe hours, about the impact of that positive spirit. In terms of the 100th anniversary, as well as the Impact of One that organization initiated, I was asked what is the result or the impact of the organization, where we can see that one. I was answering that one very easily, but I thought during that year a lot about that. But the impact of the organization, the result is it's thyself, you know, the organization itself, because we are a part of an organization during 100th anniversary that was a dream of one person and now spread all around the world. That one dream can bring a lot of people to the community. We are more than 100 countries, correct? We have thousands and thousands of people who, as yourself, as ourselves, are joining and believing to the mission, to the values, and to the things that. So this is true impact, first of all, and it's exemplary. Therefore, we have to showcase JCI. It's 100 years old, but it's a young, relevant organization for the future as well. Today, we don't have much examples that you can saw an organization that celebrates 100th anniversary. You know, United Nations still has time to move, correct, in order to celebrate that 100th anniversary. Corporations in Turkey, Turkish Republic will celebrate 100th anniversary in 2023. So Turkish Republic as a country was established in 1923. So in 3 years, we will be celebrating 100th anniversary. Companies, I checked a couple of companies in Turkey, we have less than 20 who are celebrating 100th anniversary. Companies, you know, who are working, creating something, creating jobs. This is very, very important. What is our strength? One of the strengths is that history, so that we have always to work on, always to share and combine. And the changing point, the shift, I believe, in 2015 was that we said every single individual member of Junior Chamber International is a Henry Gizenberg. So now we have 200,000, you know, Henry Gizenbergs that can initiate a project, that can initiate an activity, a business, anything that is relevant with global challenge. So if you are talking about 2030 or global goals, or if you are talking about the challenge that the world is facing, you need someone who initiates, who starts, who is like an entrepreneur as a leader, who starts these projects. So every single member of JCI is now a potential of initiating a new structure, an organization that might be bigger than JCI even in the future. So the shift in mentality there is very important. And if you remember, last year's, we support Let's Do It campaign. You remember Clean Up the World campaign. And this project was a project initiated in 2006 in Estonia, in JCI Estonia. And after that event that was held in Estonia, this activity became another separate, another initiative, another business. And now Let's Do It is a huge organization, correct? Last year, there were, as I remember, more than 18 million people participating to Let's Do It campaign. We were partnered, we were supporting, but keep in mind that that one also in 2006 was a small project within a local organization of JCI Estonia, that all members were part of it and dreaming about cleaning the world, you know, creating awareness about cleaning the world. In 2015, I have discovered that we have 10,000 likewise projects, 10,000, you know. How huge pool, how great activities are there. For us, projects serve as a learning opportunity. This is very important because it's a process that we develop leaders. But sure, the result, the impact also is important. So we are measuring the impact also in JCI, as you know. So the first impact is raising leaders. but the contribution to community, to business, to international development, or to individual development is also very important. But my point is that JCI in second century is the organization that unites all sectors of society. This is our strategic positioning, as you know. So the sectors of society are coming through the initiatives that we move, like-minded people that come together, that wants to be a solution of this challenge. So I hope that this century will be a bridging platform that is a platform of all these initiatives with the proud members. We are proud with our alumni and graduates, with our senators. I hope this answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ismail Haznedar. It was wonderful light on the question from JC Dr. Sandesh Das Shrestha. Now moving on to our second question to President Ismail Haznedar is by JC Sangeeta Giri, SG of JCI Dang Lady. I would like to give the floor to JC Sangeeta Giri for the question.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you so much, JCI partner, for this crucial moment and best wishes for further too. Good afternoon, Ismail sir from Nepal. I'm listening you from beginning, so I can't stay quiet, sir. I'm so eager to know your opinion towards the female leader, that how to lead female leaders in local chapters. So how can we confront? How can we be open to? We means I female leader. Then so my question is how to lead female leader in local chapters, sir.
I thank you for the question, and it's very important really to talk about female leadership, how we can increase the number of leading examples in our organization as well as worldwide. But you are a good example for that, I believe. As a Secretary General, you are now in one of a very important position of the local organization. And also the current host of the event, JCI Patan, has a lady leading the organization as a local president. This is a good beginning point because we lead by example, as we mentioned. So as we have a good exemplary leaders, then the other ladies would follow. So there are actually a couple of areas that we may focus, we may discuss more, but in brief, the first thing is to increase the attractiveness of the organization to have more and more female members. So it means to increase the pool of the members. And later on to have leaders joining to the journey with a directorship or other activities that can take the ownership of that journey. But more than that, also to believe yourself that you can accomplish that one. As we see the examples, I'm sure that it will help a lot during that leadership accomplishment. There are some organizations that make specific projects for that. Mentoring, experience sharing would be very valuable. I would recommend that one. So now you have a local president that may share, that may mentor ladies with all the experience about how to become a local president in the future. And it will help. You have a Secretary General for that, and it will help, I believe, for that as well. Same applies in JCI. JCI Junior Champion International comparably has less number of women leaders in global in presidential position. In 2013, we had the third leader elected, Chiara Milani from Italy. I was in her team, serving in the assistance team and later on being a part of the committees. Leading by example helped, and just to have the third leader, there was a big gap on time, you know, like 10 years or more. But just after that, within 2 or 3 years, we had another leader who came out as a candidate from US, Dawn Hetzel. So it will be increasing. The frequency will come faster as you mentor each other, as you support each other. There is a balance. Always we need to have a balance. The life is based on balance. Same applies for man and woman. We share life, we share the world, we share the challenge all together. When we are together equally, this helps to have the balance and move forward in a better way. I would recommend first to have a specific projects for women leadership would help to increase the awareness. But I'm sure the success, the leading exemplary cases that you will be sharing will be more crucial. This brings more responsibility to your side because now you are more visible comparably. And women leader candidates are looking to you or how they can accomplish as well. I'm sure they will follow your steps as well in the following days. It's interesting nowadays in international perspective. The last years, I see the government leaders are turning as well to women leaders and also to young leaders. We have example in Nordic countries, we have example in Pacific region, in Australia, New Zealand area and different areas. And women are more successful comparably when we see the total picture. We need more, we need definitely more. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ismail Haznedar, for the wonderful thought and from the question. I would also like to wish JC Sangeeta Giri a very happy birthday on behalf of all our JCI Partner team. And moving on to our next question. Our next question is by JCI Rishabh Singh Chahar, JC Surunga. I would like to give the floor to JC Rishabh Singh Chahar.
So my question for you is, how would you define the motto, thinking globally and acting locally? And what suggestions or what steps should be taken in the motto, especially by youth and the young entrepreneurs? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. We are a grassroots organization, so this means the action, projects, and activities are in a local level. So if a local organization does not active, there is no projects, there will not be any movement or any development in the organization. So the global side brings a common understanding that it's like an umbrella that brings us to one brand, one value, one mission, and one vision. This is very important to have that one from global perspective. So we say we provide development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. This mission unites us, and we are all together in that. But the actions should look definitely to local needs. So in local needs, the needs that you have in Nepal should be different than in Turkey. All the factors, the economic, social side, and anything that you have there in your community, you have to exercise that one and take action. So I would say that local level is action oriented, and global level is more like a vision and vision oriented. If you bring the vision down to local level, and if you support the vision with your actions, then there will be a good synchronization, a good harmony. Therefore, you would not wait action from global side. There is a challenge, pandemic challenge, correct? You see the case, you discuss with your team what is the solution, and you initiate a project or activity, and you move forward, definitely. This activity, for example, now the academy that you host, or now the session that we are hosting, is not something that come to you from global side, correct? Did you receive a manual or anything like to do this one? I think no, because it's not the way we do in JCI. It initiated from the need that you had. You said we have to communicate, we have to continue development, we have to do something together. And with your leadership, and this is a good example, with your leadership, you initiated that one. Just focus on the need in the community. What is the problem and what is the need in your community? This is where the entrepreneurship also starts. Entrepreneurship starts when you start to take care of that need and initiate action. I hope this answers your question.
Thank you, President Ismail Haznedar. Hope we got the answer that we had from the questions. So we got another question by JC Rupesh Bhattarai, President of JCI Kapan. I would like to give the floor to JC Rupesh Bhattarai.
Thank you, Sophie Marzan and our chapter JCI Patton. Respected 2015 President Ismail Haznedar, warm greetings from Kathmandu and namaste from JC Rupesh Bhattarai, President of JCI Kapan. Mr. President, I haven't seen all the JCI presidents, but I'm quite assured that you are the most handsome JCI president that JCI got.
Thank you. You're so kind.
My question to you is, moving forward to the question, how does the JCI movement helps you to grow your business or your professional career? If it helps anyhow and by any way, then can you please share your experience with us? Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words and also for question. This is a question that I received a couple of times during my presidential year as well. It's very important, really, to have a two-way journey, you know, contribute, give to the organization, but also receive and develop yourself, your business, your community. So definitely it should be two-way, you know. We cannot make something just you give. I say there are three levels, you know, of membership. Let's say the first level, it's you ask like, what is in it for me? You know, why to join? What I will gain? So it's more about receiving. This is okay. It's good to start. If you have to see what you receive from organization in order to join. Training, international activity, business, 4 areas are important, crucial there. You know, community development and what else? Individual development. So these things are crucial. Then in second level, second layer is belongingness. You know, we have members who are proud of being a part of JCI, carry JCI title, JCI pin, business cards, JCI cards, and being part of events. So we are part of something that is bigger than ourselves. So this is also great. And the top hierarchy is what can I do for you level. Okay. So it's about, in this case, not gaining, giving case, you know, you say, what can I do to you? Mentoring. What can I do for my community? You always, there should be a balance between these three. In the beginning, we have more like what I can have from organization, but at the end, for my case, what can I do for you was the case in presidential year. I have to do something for our organization and community. This requires balance again. The balance is a critical point there also between 3 pillars. I will name them 3P. Okay, one is our personal life. Personal life is crucial. We have a private life, personal life. Second is our public life or community life. And the third one is our professional life, business. Okay, 3 Ps. We have to have balance. So this means we have to have time for our private person. We have to have time for our friends, for our families, and have a contribution, development opportunities for them. And second, we have to have time for our business, for our professional duties. Either you are an entrepreneur or you are a professional worker somewhere, you are creating value. So you have to spend time. Sometimes it's 10 hours, 8 hours, maybe 20 hours a day. I don't know. It depends. And you have to focus on that. You shall not, how to say, limit or let that one go. And the third one is community, public. And our time is limited. We have 24 hours per day. So sometimes we say how we can then accomplish all these things. It's important to understand what is relevant, as we mentioned, what you are caring about, in order to omit the things that don't contribute to these 3P. If there is something that does not contribute, but spends your time to something that is irrelevant in your business, then you have to stop to do that one. Or if there is something that use your resource, but does not contribute to private life, to your family's friends, you have to stop to do that. And in that way, you see that you start to have efficiency. You start to have a discipline. And then you see you have plenty of resources. 24 hours becomes enough, actually, to balance these 3 pillars. There is a 80-20 formula. They name it as a Pareto formula, Pareto. Maybe you know it, or maybe you can search for more details. It says that 20% of your time creates 80% of the value that you have in your life. So you see, 20% of your time, we have 24 hours, and maybe just 4 or 5 hours of that is really creating the value in your life. The rest is more logistics or time that we waste. If we increase the efficiency there, it will be really dramatic change. Harvard Business Review had a research, the difference between extraordinary world-class CEOs and the regular ones. They said that the difference per day is 30 minutes. 30 minutes additional time that they invest for being a really extraordinary, outstanding person. And 30 minutes technically is not a long time, but in our busy schedule, every day we have a lot of things to do. We have to find that additional 30 minutes. Just apply 80-20 formula. Same applies for your business. 20% of your clients brings 80% of your revenue. 20% of your network, of your friends, brings 80% of the value. So just focus on that, 20%, and see how you can increase and limit the resource that you use for the rest, because the rest will be technically, not efficient. So you have to limit. There is a unique time. Sometimes you may have to change the balance. Sometimes, For example, you have to focus to your business, and you say now the balance will not be there. So you will have a full focus to profession, but you ask permission for other 2 P's. You ask for permission for public and permission from your personal life, from your family. It was the case for my presidential year. So in 2015, as you know, it's a full year business to be a JCI president. I don't have chance to follow my business or be with my family during that year. This is a unique period because prior to that, to have the balance was easier. But during this time, it was not. So therefore, I had to ask the support of my family and ask the support of my business to support me, to sponsor me during the year in order to serve the organization for 1 year. It was like sabbatical. I hope this answers. You may have a full year for your family. It may be vice versa. You may say, next year I will have a full year for my private life. I will spend time for my family, friends, myself, and this is okay if your other 2 P's supports you. If community and profession life says that, yes, you have that year. It may be vice versa.
Thank you, President Ismail Haznedar. We hope that the answer has done justice to the question JC got right. So moving on, we got another question by JC Vasanta Bhandari, VP JC Tulsipur Nagar. I would like to give the floor to JC Vasanta Bhandari for the question.
I think there's a confusion. The question is from JC Bhavin Pradhan, Bhavin Swester from JCI Saku. Please.
Thank you, Sophie, and thank you, Yajula, JCI Patan, for this opportunity. Namaste, welcome, President 2015 Ismail. Thank you for the being connected after years to Nepal JCI's members. This is past president of the JCI Sago M 2011 and National Vice President 2013. One of the most devastated earthquake center in Nepal, in most of Sago. I'm so happy to see you this in virtual session. Thank you so much for your session regarding the leadership skill. I have learned my things. Just my curiosity, not a question. We all remember your help and the support you did for 2015 earthquake time, as well as suffering, and thank you for the sending us funding to say Nepal to revenge. But sadly, we people of the Sahu didn't receive any fund till date. Hope you are aware or not. Just is my curiosity. Thank you.
I thank you. I really appreciate. I will come back to your question. Meanwhile, my daughter was here just to say hi, to greet you as well. They are from Nepal. JCI Nepal. Hi. So we stay at home. I share my moment with my family. Just a small, family time. Sorry for. She wanted to greet you. It's important to continue with supports. So the question I believe is relevant with that one as well. So about funding, about receiving grants, about receiving supports from any site, any place of the world, including within JCI. So this is a true communication that we have to follow up, first of all, and the thing that has to be developed, I believe, in order to have an additional value there and have a solution, I believe. Everything starts with a need. So this was the first step that we discussed. Sometimes this need can be developed within itself, but sometimes it comes immediately without expectation. Some risk factors, earthquake, and this kind of things. And in that perspective, usually we have programs and activities that follow up a couple of rules and regulations. The same applies for other non-governmental organizations and same for governments as well. For example, now during this pandemic case, the cash flow is very challenging for companies, for small enterprises, SMEs, and government decided that in order to survive, keep the small enterprises sustaining, we have to give some support, some additional cash flow, financial support, and etc. And they brought some regulations. And accordingly, they applied and continued the process. Some of them received, some of them did not. And usually it's the case of, the reason is due to two things. One is to follow up the procedure, like step by step. And usually there, the communication and learning is crucial, I believe. Maybe we have to increase that one, how we can accomplish, how we can do that one. Second one, to know the procedure, most probably, to know how to apply. In Europe, in European Union, a lot of grants are given to different NGOs, companies, individuals with a very good procedural structure. But it requires expertise on the area. I believe this is a follow-up case that we have to do during that period to understand how we can develop on that side. But furthermore, we have to search for new alternatives and options. One of the options come out, I believe, with the case that now we are facing. I'm sure for NGOs and for companies, for individuals, in national level or in global level, there might be some other opportunities. Have to search for it. Let me name the second part as a to search and to find opportunities for that. I hope this also in general covers the question.
Thank you, President Ismail Haznedar. We hope that the answer to the question from JC Bobbing Shrestha, JCI Saku has been met. Now moving forward, we have another question from viewers connecting with us from Facebook Live. And the question is from JC Mijaz Pokrel, JCI Birta. And the question goes, following COVID-19, do you think government should focus on bailing large corporations or instead help out small and local organizations? On behalf of Mijaz Pokrel, I would like to ask this question.
Thank you for the question. I thank you for the question. I greet the audience in Facebook as well, the audience that participates today to this live session. It's also a pleasure for me to have an opportunity to share with you the experience. So the question is about whom to support technically in that perspective, or should government intervene to the situation, like becoming an actor? As you remember, I mentioned about having different roles. So the role of initiator, the role of actor, and the role of enabler. This may change according the country, according the city, it depends. But there are three roles. So one role is, for example, to take over the shareholders of some companies through funds and to manage the companies. And this means to become an actor. This is possible. Another role is to give funds, to give credits, to give grants to companies to keep them sustained. And this is a role of enabler. Lastly is to initiate new institutions, new structures that would act or sometimes would enable some other activities. These three roles may change from place to place. It depends on sector, I believe. It depends on the amount, the strategic importance of the companies. But we see that SMEs, small medium enterprises, are very important for every country, due that they are the engine of the nation, the place where you have a huge amount of headcount, where you are creating new employment, where you have the family businesses starting and running with a huge potential as well for the future. So the main action that we see nowadays is that we have to give them the opportunity to survive with some additional credit lines, or sometimes postponing some tax or insurance and etc. things that we have to collect during this period in order to give the opportunity to sustain. I saw some examples from countries, including Turkey as well. For 3 months, the government was acting as a responsible to pay the wage for employees. So if you don't have employee in the business, so they are at home, but they are not able to be a part of production, you report to the government, and in this case, government pays a certain amount of a wage in order to sustain the SME as well as sustain the individual. So this is another way, another approach to the case. In some countries, we see that there are some funds that would contribute with required equity and capital in order to continue the business. It's also a good way to bring value. For SMEs, one more option might be somehow to come together, as we mentioned, so to see the inefficient parts, to eliminate them, and to join forces with some other small enterprises, and to unite to become stronger and together to sustain. This might be another option. It will depend according to the place and country, but definitely if you are supporting the enterprises, sure you will bring more opportunities to the floor. The innovation comes from that side. I see there are some examples that if you want to move fast, as you know, you have to have the power immediately and quickly. We see government-supported grants and about health and COVID-19 pandemic focused-oriented enterprises. So if you come with a new idea, the new enterprise, this is a period that you have to move fast. And in such case, programs may guide you to this area. And in this case, government might be more involved with grants. It was the case here as well in Turkey. We have development agencies, and they opened a call for new ideas till the end of April, and they granted I believe $50 million per city, or it depends on the city, for new projects, new ideas, new startups that are relevant with COVID-19 pandemic, that are relevant with bringing new solution on healthcare side, on educational side, on social distancing side, mask production side. And it went smoothly, and this was a place that government intervened with grant and support. It should be a combination, so most probably somewhere. Yeah, I hope this answers.
Thank you, President Ismail Haznedar. We hope that the answer has given light and justice to the question by JC Mijas Pokhrel. So moving on with our session, thank you, President Ismail Haznedar, for your remarkable response. Small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. We commit, connect, and care. Appreciating all interactions and queries, we would love to take more questions, but due to our time limit today, we are unable to present more queries. We assure that we have more sessions to come, and we shall be connecting with all of our participants again with our upcoming session. Thank you, 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar. Now, I would like to conclude this questionnaire session here and hand over the floor to Master of Ceremony JC Yajula Dangol. Thank you. Namaste and Jai Nepal.
I thank you very much for the questions as well. Thank you.
Thank you, 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar, for your remarkable response, and JC Sophie Maharzan for conducting the questionnaire session smoothly. Considering our time limit, we have tried our best to answer as many as your queries possible. In case your queries were not delivered, please don't be disheartened. We shall organize sessions like this in the days to come as well. Taking forward, I would like to hand over this floor to JC Suman Krishna Shrestha to present the token of love to our guest president, Ismail Haznedar.
Thank you, Yajula, for wonderful MC. President Ismail, I just want to recite a small message sent by Govind Acharya. He's the one of our past president from one of our Loma from the area B. He said that Usain Bolt is living legend, and I hope and JCI will be there one day. I get inspired by him. Lots of love from JCI Nepal and from him personally, Ismail, sir. This segment text from the Govind. President Ismail.
Thank you for the message.
Thank you. And this small token of love for you is about the enriching Nepal. So I'll handing you this on ASPAC in Cambodia or in World Congress in Japan. So let's this all the lockdown closed and we can meet personally and physically. President Ismail, but this small token of love for you from JCI Patan and the 50-year celebration. President Ismail, and
you.
thank you for such an amazing session and amazing journey today into the virtually. And also, I want to wish the happy birthday to my colleague, 2019 Vice President JCI Nepal and past President of JCI Thanko, JCI Mohan Dangi, and Secretary General of JCI Dang Lady Sangita Giri, and EVP of JCI Pokhara Mindas Karga. So these guys have today happy birthday. So I want to pass the happy birthday message from here to these guys also. And thank you so much, President Ismail, for wonderful session and with all this member Nepal. Thank you and namaste.
I thank you very much. Maybe just a few words to share my appreciation as well. This is a great opportunity. I thank you for welcoming me this time at your homes. You know, this period is very unique. And you share your time as well as you share your homes as well as myself. It was really important as well to reconnect, and this was a great opportunity for that. I'm thankful for really great questions, very professional approach. I'm delighted to spend this time with your side, and any time, anywhere, we'll be glad to continue and contribute. I hope soon we will meet for World Congress. You are welcome to be a part of World Congress international events. This is also an invitation for our friends and members in Nepal to join to World Congress in Japan. Hopefully we can meet physically till that time and we resolve all the challenges that we have, and we may share this moment as a nice and good memory. I thank you for great activity.
Thank you so much, JC Suman Krishna Sarsa and JCI World President Ismail Haznedar. Moving on, it is now time for presidential remarks. I would like to pass this floor to our respected first female president of JCI Patan 2020, JC Daisy Napit.
To the Master of Ceremony and Vice President of JCI Patan 2020, JC Ajula Dongo. Ultimately, leadership is not about glorious crowning acts. It's about keeping your team focused on goal and motivated to do their things best to achieve it, especially when the stakes are high and the consequences really matter. It is about laying the groundwork for others' success and then standing back and letting them shine. Namaste. Good afternoon, respected 2015 JCI President Ismail Haznedar, respected National President of Nepal 2020 Senator Ashok Sankar, National Executive Vice President assigned to Area C, JC Gokul Satkota, National Vice President assigned to Patan, JC Dheeraj Sahi, all the Board of Directors 2020, past National Presidents, past Presidents from various loans, National Dignitaries, Councillors of 2020, Board of Directors, Junior JCs, and all the respective guests present here. I, the first female President of JCI Patan 2020, JC Daisy Napit, wishes you a very warm greetings. Namaste. You can spend your whole life traveling around the world searching for the Garden of Eden, or you can create it in your own backyard. It all depends upon you, how you take the challenges and its opportunities. The year 2020 has been really a challenge to every one of us. For JCI Patan, entering the glorious 50th years of empowering youth and adding up to it the pandemic all over the world. Like with the theme, change begins with us, and also celebrating 50th years of establishment, we really wanted to bring some positive changes in the society. And JCI Patan started a change by bringing a first ever female president in its history. It was a huge challenge to JCI Patan, but we took the most out of it and grabbed the opportunities. And today, during this breakdown, having the 2015 JCI president with all of us, sharing the screen and interacting with every one of us, we believe we have stepped into the changes that we were seeking for. And we are truly motivated and energized after hearing Ismail's words. During 2015, after the massive earthquake in Nepal, President Ismail had visited Nepal. I was just a member of JCI Patan, and I feel blessed to meet him virtually during my presidency year and hear his words, which are truly inspiring. He has explained about how we can take our leadership journey from local to global by creating development opportunities in the nation. And we believe every one of us are clear about it. Thank you 2015 JCI President Ismail Haznedar for sharing your time with every one of us. Thank you National President of Nepal, immediate National Past President, past National Presidents, and all the delegates for attending the session. And I should not miss out my past presidents of JCI Patan, entire Board of Directors and general members of JCI Patan, who have been working days and nights to make this a grand success. Thank you to our past president, national past vice president, and DO of EPDC, JC Suman Krishna, for creating this platform for every one of us. Also, my gratitude goes to Manka band members, Arzid Moharzan, Laxman Moharzan, Sabir Moharzan, Rizan Moharzan, and Sauraj Moharzan for the wonderful melodious instrumental performance. And thank you, JC Robin Singh, President of JCI Lubu 2020, for coordinating with us for the musical performance. As JCI Partner will be bringing many exciting and informative sessions to you all in the days to come. Stay connected with us as well as we will connect you to the various dignitaries of Junior Chamber International. Thank you everyone, and we hope to stay connected. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Namaste.
Pattern 2020 JC Daisy Napit for your remarks. We are approaching to the end of today's session. Before that, to grace you all with thank you remarks, I would like to call upon the Executive Vice President of JCI Patan for the year 2020, JC Jajulyaman Joshi. The floor is yours.
Master of Ceremony JC Yezula Dongol, Vice President of JCI Patan for the year 2020. I am thankful towards the first female president for giving me this opportunity. I would like to present the heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guest, 2015 JCI World President Ismail Haznedar, for gracing your time and sharing your opinion at this period of time. I also want to remember our JCI Nepal National President 2020 Senator Ashok Sankar, JCI Nepal 2020 Executive Vice President assigned to Area C, JC Gokul Sapkota, JCI 2020 Vice President assigned for JCI Patan, JC Dheeraj Sahi for their best wishes and for today's program. My appreciation goes to JC Ravin Singh, President of JCI Lubu, for connecting us with the traditional musician, and also we are thrilled by the surreal music performed by Manka Band, whose members are on Bhime, Arjit Mahajan, on Fluid, Lakshman Mahajan, on Mandal, Sabir Mahajan, on Tununa, Rizan Mahajan, and on Sarangi, Saroj Mahajan. I'm sure that our spirit has been uplifted by their performance. I would also like to acknowledge JC Suman Krishna Srestha, the chairman of 50 years celebration for JCI Patan 2020, for his outstanding efforts to our 50 years program. Kudos to the technical teams, backbone of this program, JC Dilip Chaudhary, treasurer of JCI Patan 2020, JC Process Rizal, loan editor, JCI Patan 2020, JC Arti Tandukar, Public Relations Officer, JCI Patan 2020, JC Sunima Rai, Joint Secretary, JC Patan 2020, for all the technical team support and for the whole program. I also would like to appreciate JC Dilip Chaudhary, Treasurer of JCI Patan 2020, for all the wonderful graphic design. Further, a big thank you to Master of Ceremony, JC Yezula Dongol, Vice President of JCI Patan 2020, for your remarkable efforts to our anchoring today. Finally, I would like to present my heartfelt gratitude to all national delegates, JCI past president, loan president, board members of JCI Patans, and all members from different loans, as well as the participants and the viewers connecting with us throughout Facebook and Zoom. On the behalf of JCI Patan, I, Executive Vice President of year 2020, JC Jajulyaman Joshi, would like to once again thank you all for your valuable presence. Without your extended support, we would not be able to do this event like this. Thank you all, and hope to see you in this program of JCI Patan. Stay safe and namaste.
Thank you, the Executive Vice President of JCI Patan for the year 2020, JC Jajulyaman Joshi. We must accept the end of something in order to begin to build something new. With this note, we have come to an end of today's session. We believe that today's session was fruitful to all of you and you will implement the learning in some part of your life. I would also like to inform all our participants that we have shared the attendance form link in our chat box. Please open the link in your browser and fill the form accordingly. Before ending my duties as today's Master of Ceremony, I would like to thank all of you for your wonderful participation and your valuable time. Without your continued support, we would not be able to put on the events like this. I would now like to pass the floor to JC Suman Krishna Shrestha for the photographs. Namaste, Jai JCs and Jai Nepal.
Thank you for wonderful session. Now it's time to take a group photo. So with the President Ismail, so I request everyone to please open the camera so you can take a group photo. म सबैलाई अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु क्यामेरा ओपन गर्नलाई को निम्ति अब हामी we are taking the group photo. So I'm taking the group photo. Okay. Because the image is something dropped. तिम्रो image अलि बिग्रिरहेछ विकास from Gitanagar. Okay. Yes. Okay, I've seen the president from Siddhartha lady, from Dang lady, president, from Rehmat, my brother. Okay. Yeah. So thank you.
Maybe JC Suman, if I intervene, I may ask a favor to have a Ismail picture as well.
Please.
Maybe some of friends knows, we say let's show our smiles and take a picture with our smiles.
Okay, so let's take a smile.
Let's have a picture for me.
Everyone, let's do this.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Give me a second. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So now we are end of the program. So for now, say goodbye and hi. I'm meeting all. Guys, goodbye and bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Now please floor to President Daisy.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your wonderful participations. We hope to stay connected. We will be again with you all with new programs and new projects. So thank you so much, everyone. Now I would like to request the technical team to please end this meeting. Thank you.